I know he ships a bit of criticism for not getting over the line, but he is keeping it show on the road. Like when you see other teams, maybe like Derry and even Tyrone are kind of faltering. So yeah, look, it is a tough one to call. I think these are neutral venues, these games.
Yeah.
I don't know where that game is on. Do you have it there now?
For which game are you talking about?
The venue for Galway Armagh.
That's in Markievicz Park. Actually, you'll love this, right? I was out playing golf with a few friends there last Friday, and one of my friends who hurls for Cavan, Nicky Kenny, I'll name and shame, no problem at all. And he mentioned about playing in a few different grounds this year for the Cavan hurlers. And he said to me, "Why is it called Markievicz Park?" The actor John Malkovich. But I had to disabuse him of his notions there. But yeah, it's on a Markievicz Park.
Yeah. So look, it's hard to know really. Like even moving on to Dublin Mayo there, like having that in Hyde Park, like is probably a bit of a leveler. Because if that was in Croke Park, I'd give Mayo no hope. But I seen even Lee Keegan was saying this morning that Mayo have a good record in Hyde Park, but that's because they're playing Roscommon all the time. So
love that.
That was a nice old dig. But yeah, I don't know. Like I was thinking about this, and look, Kevin McStay is not going to do this. This is not going to happen. But I think back to Premier League fans, right? About I think it was 2010 or 2011. Mick McCarthy was over Wolves, and they had a midweek game against Man United, and they were playing Burnley on the weekend. And he made 10 changes. They were going to lose to Man United anyway, lost, and then they beat Burnley at the weekend. And I just think that Mayo could expend all their energy and play a 10 out of 10 and still lose this game. And then they're going to have to go and play someone then next week. Like I know they're not going to do that, but I just think that they're not going to beat Dublin anyway, in my opinion. And I just think they could be out with the championship next week. So it is a tough one.
Do you think a manager would do that? Like, because if he's seen to do it, as Mick McCarthy at the time, because I remember it, there was such a narrative around it then. It had so much coverage. Like, do you think in the world of GEA, you could get away with doing it?
It's hard to know. Like, maybe if you only made a couple of changes, if you're carrying injuries or whatever. But, I mean, Kevin McStay, like, for him to stand in front of the group and say, look, we're not going to beat Dublin anyway, and then we end up in the All-Ireland series, we have to beat them at some stage. So he's not going to do that. But it was just crossed my mind that, like, next week, if they finish second, like, they could play Derry, they could play Cork somewhere, and if they do really go for it, empty the tank, end up losing by 3 or 4, and then if they turn around next weekend, look, it's a difficult one.